lovely people. It's day 13 of culinary school. My name is Ray Umali. I'm attending culinary school to work in food media, but also to build a YouTube channel focused on food content. So day 13, going straight into what we did for culinary school today. Today was sort of a lot of fun. I did work on with a partner today, so that went really well. It was sort of kind of a new partner-ish because she had missed yesterday, but then I had worked with her on Monday. So I've worked with her before, but again, like I said, this week was kind of funny. We were playing musical chairs, and that I had some different partners, worked by myself yesterday, and then had two partners the day before. So today I worked again with a partner that I was sort of familiar with, and we did really well communicating and working together as a team. Where I wasn't, she was, and where she was, I wasn't. And yeah, it worked out really well, and we were actually ahead of schedule in terms of our production and our mise en place, which was great, and we were always just communicating. So always really important to over communicate in the kitchen to make sure that you're covering each other and making sure that you're ahead of the game. Today was all about purees and thinking about the process of pureeing. We talked a lot about food mills and fine mesh sieves and putting things and mashing things through that. Puree is really a fancy way of saying mashed or baby food, right? It's baby food. Let's be honest. It's baby food. So it was just a lot of talking about puree and how to do it from a foundational technique, and then also making a quick garlic aioli, or just simply an aioli, because an aioli is just garlic mayonnaise. It's just garlic mayonnaise, but they decided to just give it a new name, aioli, which sounds cooler. I'm a fan of aioli and the name. Just, let's call it what it is, garlic mayonnaise. Then again, we made some butternut squash puree, a parsnip puree, and a palms puree, which is just a fancy way of saying mashed potatoes. And we also blanched our French fries. So pre-blanched, and that was just sort of blanched for tomorrow. So we sort of wrapped that up, put it in our refrigerator to deep fry for tomorrow. I imagine we're going to have some sandwiches to go along with our French fries tomorrow. But that's for tomorrow's video. Talking about purees, we did ours through a fine mesh sieve, like a stainless steel round mesh sieve, and you just boil your, in this case, butternut, parsnip, and potatoes. Boil them until they're done. You taste them, kind of make sure that they're soft enough to puree, and once they're done, you take them through a mesh sieve that looks a lot like this. You kind of push it down with either a spatula or a bowl scraper. It's much easier with a bowl scraper, in my opinion, because it has a larger real estate to kind of push things through. It makes things faster, and it makes things super fine. So this is our butternut squash. We browned some butter, added some garlic, and I believe there's thyme in there. Added that with the butternut to make it smoother. At first, this product came out to be soupy, and we brought it up to him and he said, it's too soupy. And we were like, well, what do we do? And then it hit us to reduce this into like a mashed potato consistency, which was what he was looking for. And this was can you imagine this being a soup base? This was a soup base, and we just reduced it down. That was a big light bulb moment for us. Obviously, I've heard of reduction before, but I was like, wait, we made this out of this soup? It blew my mind. I was like, wow. But this was our butternut squash with some brown butter, and the brown butter really, really adds a packed punch flavor. I mean, if you're familiar with brown butter, it's so delicious, especially in chocolate chip cookies. It adds a dimension of flavor in your cooking. So that was a butternut squash. And then this is also the parsnip puree. Parsnip is a cousin of the carrot. I believe much better than the carrot. Honestly, if my grandparents, my mom made me eat parsnip instead of carrots, I think I would have liked it. I think I would have liked it even more. Parsnip is a way better alternative to carrots. Okay, so let's make people eat parsnips because it might be better for everyone's diet. That being said, the feedback we had was that it was too grainy, and this is really a result of not enough cream. So making it smoother with cream. But again, the technique there is the same. It goes through a mesh sieve and you kind of push it down and make sure that you're getting that texture, and then you put it over some heat to serve hot and then add the cream. I don't know I think there's butter in here, but I'm not sure. But either way, you add cream to make sure to kind of smooth things out and mix it through, and also obviously you always add salt and pepper. I did make some mashed potatoes. Let me go get it real quick. 1 minute. Okay, to give you an example of the difference between technique Palms puree versus just home mashed potatoes. So this is the one I made from class today. And you can see, I don't know if you can see how smooth this is, right? Like you're not gonna see any lumps. It's very smooth all across the board. Our texture is smooth, it's buttery, it's creamy. It's Palms puree, right? It's very sound. Now I'm eating a ton of mashed potatoes, but this is the home version. See the home version versus the pro technique version. See how lumpy this is? I mean, I wasn't trying to be lazy. I really tried to mash it, but it's very lumpy. It's very grainy. It's a completely different flavor. I mean, I did add garlic to mine, but a very different texture, and it's a huge difference. Now, which one takes a little bit longer? Technique takes a little bit longer. Of course it's gonna take a little bit longer, but it does, you can taste the final product. It's so smooth. It's like the first time, if you guys have ever drank whiskey, like, you know, when you're a young lad, and then whiskey later on in life, like in your late 20s after a long day at work, that whiskey goes down so much smoother. This, my friends, is that smooth whiskey. I just compared mashed potatoes to whiskey, so there you go. But it's delicious, and it's smooth, and you can really taste the texture, really feel the texture. So the summary of the story is that technique, while it takes a little bit longer, sometimes the juice is worth the squeeze. And that was today. Purees, quick day and very easy day. We were ahead, and I really didn't. Today I was again working on slowing myself down, keeping my station clean, being on top of mise en place, and I feel like I did that today. Good communication with my partner. I think we were just vibing and teamworking very well. Yeah, and overall, a pretty standard day for culinary school. Can't wait to grab our French fries tomorrow. So I will let you guys know how that goes. But until next time, I will talk to you guys later.